Good morning to all traders and welcome to another Marketing Waves. It looks like I missed a good session yesterday, Monday, and well, we've seen quite a few moves yesterday based, I want to say maybe based, but they were quite orthodox in a way, as we've seen the dollar actually losing a lot of strength and the rest of the majors gaining, as well as some others, of course, commodities, metals, oil, gold moved higher as well. So it's good to have a quick look of what we've been looking and also see where prices perhaps might get closer to the end of the week, since it's only just Tuesday today and we have quite a few trading sessions to go ahead for the week. So starting with DXY, then we're going to go euro, then pound, then oil, and then gold. I was expecting this correction to end in wave 4, right? But and that's the truth, I was expecting at least the 93.9 to be taken out. It wasn't. We finished, like one could say, prematurely here. But the important thing is that not only we've broken outside the channel, but currently we've also received a confirmation, a retest of this ascending channel, which seems to suggest that a continuation might prevail. Now, because we are currently seeing some sort of impulsive move to the downside and we didn't see any sort of reasonable correction, that might be our wave A, okay? Because both corrections could be very small over here. We might return back inside at some point, okay? But I wouldn't expect that to last long. If, of course, it does, then this situation is going to be changing. I will tell you why it's going to be the case. But first, let's look at this. I think this is wave 1 and 2. And we're going to get 3, 4, and 5. That's going to be our 1. Then we'll get 2, and then we'll continue for 3, 4, and 5 to finally go to fresh lows, since this is our wave 4. Now, in case we do correct higher, and I say correct because this is an ABC correction in wave Y of 4, I think the likelihood of this wave C becoming an ending diagonal are quite good. And I will tell you why. Because we need to look at the duration of wave A as well, right? So from 25th of May to 21st of July, it's a bit over 2 months, right? And look at this. From the 30th of July up to the 20th of August is barely 2 months. So finishing here, not that it's impossible, but there is good chances that this might be an ABC for wave 1. That is my wave 2. That might be ABC for 3, or we might have the 3 already in and we're going to get the 5th one up there. And that would be some sort of ending diagonal. My issue, though, with this alternative, and that's the alternative I see for now, is that we've gone a bit more than a 45-degree angle correction over here, okay? And to me, that doesn't really constitute a good ending diagonal. That is the reason I was looking at this perhaps. So if we start moving higher up immediately, if we go like somewhere there and we change this, that would be my 2, that would be my 3, and the 4. So we should be okay. Unless if, of course, if we consider this some sort of expanding variation, but you know, we have a big gap, not big gap. There is a big error here. According to the rules for a B wave in a flat 38.2, but we extend up to probably 150. So it's a bit of unclear alternative at the moment, because the market structure is exactly what gives, okay, what we currently see. Now one might say, what if we just, what if it is just a simple correction? This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's going to be a 2, then we'll get 3, 4, and 5. This is also possible, okay? But I would be looking at this to be some sort of impulse to the upside rather than an ending diagonal, okay? It's not that it's unusual. I mean, a wave A is an impulse, a wave C can be an impulse as well. So that's what I'm looking for the DXY. But currently, guys, both RSI MACD have given us the correction that we expected, okay? And if we look at it from a different perspective, we have actually just done the 61.8 Fibonacci, okay? We're not clear. We have not cleared this upside yet, okay? Let's move to 92.75, 92.48, and the probabilities as we move lower down to the downside are going to start increasing, okay? Now on euro dollar, it looks like the 50 is in. That is of course purely on the structure 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and very likely that the correction is finished, okay? And that is my wave C of 2 or B, so either A, B, C, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, that was a flat, if you remember. I mean, that is probably still on the regular flat variation, because wave B or C, they can actually go up to 105 of A or of B, respectively. So that looks like to me that might be just a 5%. So it's not considered to be anything else. Plus the wave B, I mean, it's not, did not cross wave A. So we have like the real regular flat variation, not even with an extended C, if that makes sense, yeah? So we are turning here. Both MACD and RSI are giving us signals, okay? There is no counter signal on the RSI or the MACD either. So we're looking to continue higher here. To me, that looks like a wave 1. We might get the ABC over here and then continue higher up, right? Because it looks like at the moment that, you know, this looks like an ending diagonal from distance, virtually speaking. So the 5th should be in. 23, maybe we're going to go down to 116.95, which happens to be exactly where the previous low was at 117. And for those who like patterns, you know, you can consider that as a head inverse and shoulder over here, okay? If that is the case, 61.8, then that would be an amazing inverse head and shoulders here, and the validation could be on the breakdown of this descending trend line, okay? Now, obviously, it might also be a case, depending on the index, that this is not done yet. So in that case, we'll probably consider this as A, 1 and 2. That would be our 3. Or maybe when I get the 3 here, then the 4 and the 5. Okay, so ending diagonal, and that looks a bit more orthodox for a price action, structurally speaking, to complete an ending diagonal than the index. Okay, but either way, I'm looking for correction and upside unless we have the ending diagonal variation. GBPUSD, it's actually remained quite strong. It didn't do a new low. The EURUSD did. Okay. We are still in a correction here, though. Do not forget that we're looking at this. We're looking at this as an ABC now, yeah, down here. We didn't get the leg to the downside, so one might think, okay, when we've got a truncation in wave C, yeah, okay, it's possible because truncations can actually happen 70%. You know, anything that is like 30% off the previous high or low can be considered a truncation, but truncations come when markets are moving very quickly and very fast. So in this case, I want to say that is a truncated wave. So I'm more prone to see this as, you know, perhaps another leg down coming in, which would probably just mean that euro dollar might get the alternative scenario in as well. But I'm also keen to look at this with a different perspective over here, because we still got an ABC ended, okay, which is over here. And if we look at this variation, actually, let's just look at this one. You see that we've also got a wave B triangle here, okay, because with A, B, C, D, and E, and that would be my C, which means, well, could mean that my 4 is done here, okay. And we are currently, you know, we've got like the 1 over here, and that's my 2 when I get 3, 4, and 5. Okay, and that actually is a good beginning if we assume that this is because we're in 4 and this is going to be 5. This is a very nice beginning for a potential anti-diagonal, because usually the wave 2 is really gone deep in territories of wave 1. So if we were to see this moving higher, it would probably come in an ABC manner. Okay, so in case we move higher, we'll be looking for an A, B, and a C. Okay, and then we'll get something like this, and then we'll get something like this, and then that would be pretty much a very nice anti-diagonal above the previous high of 142.44. And I think I will leave this here as my main scenario, to be honest. RSI and MACD do not show much. Okay, we do see a slight short-term divergence here, hidden divergence to the downside. Okay, but this probably is probably like something like a correction and then a continuation, which means we are likely to see a multi-structural move to the upside here, part of wave 3, which is very usually the case. Let's jump on the oil prices now. Oil went, I mean, we missed for $1. I'm sorry, it wasn't that accurate, but we talked about the potential rejection at the channel. Yeah, and it looks like we've got a very clear ABC structure here. This is a double zigzag. It's not a double 3 because we only see zigzags connected by the intervening wave X, okay? So we did the 78.6 slash bottom channel line over here, and we're moving up impulsively. I like this move, but I would like it even more when we break above the median line, and that would probably include the 67 level, which is the 50 Fibonacci retracement of the full wave to the upside, wave 1. Okay, from there, you know, we should be looking at 69.30 and then the top descending line from there, and then continuation to the upside. Now, obviously, corrections are expected, and we are very likely to see them. Now, on the flip side, when we were last time, I think on Friday, we saw these prices were up here. We saw this sort of upcoming or incoming potential bullish hidden divergence here, and we talked about it. Actually, I had my line over here when I checked it in this morning to do the update. So we've got this in now. So these signs, guys, can be read by everybody, okay? And we read this last Thursday or Friday. Okay, we're expecting this to be the case, and it happened. Now, what we want to see, and since this looks quite impulsive, I don't think we're going to wait for a 4 of something. Most likely this is our 1, okay? When you see, guys, moves like this, most likely when the end is and you see some sort of correction, it's part of the wave 2 or the first leg, okay? Rather than, you know, because you're not going to get like a correction like this here for a wave 4, because your wave 2 correction is tiny. So your wave 4 correction is going to be similar in time and in shape. No, in shape, not really the case, but at least in time, because the shapes are supposed to be alternating. Okay, so you do sideways at the top, you do a zigzag at the bottom, and that's the way it usually works. So that's what I'm seeing on USDT, WTI as well. Now, of course, the scenario here for a triple zigzag remains still valid. Okay, we might go all the way up here, get another X, and go down to take the 6134 because we really missed it for a few cents, or might move a little bit lower down to do a very deep correction. And if we do a very deep correction, then the chances of this becoming some sort of different pattern would also increase. Okay, don't forget that we also looked last time at the potential of this being an anti-diagonal, right up here, not anti-diagonal, sorry, an terminal wave, which means, you know, a fifth wave up here, and our wave 1 would be up here, which means that this might continue being a correction down with a triple zigzag or something, and we're gonna have to start considering the retracement on the full wave 1 rather than just in this particular move, which means we haven't even done the 14 or 20% or so, and there is still a lot of room to move to the downside. That would be a case if we move higher up and we fail to get back within this channel or so. Then that would be a case where, you know, is going to remain on the table as an alternative. Okay, and now on gold, a lot of people have been expecting gold to fall. I wasn't, and I haven't been, and I'm still bullish on it. How I'm looking at this particular move to the upside is 1, 2, 3, 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I want to see another leg up to take out this fifth minute degree wave, and that is going to be my minor 1. Okay, at least with the structure that I'm currently looking, this looks like the perfect 5, because the correction, this is a zigzag, this is sideways, this is deep, this is shallow, this is a 2, this is a 4, and internally we've got the fifth 5-wave extension in wave 3, not extension, a 5-wave move. Okay, and we've got 1 and 2 over here now, only internally 1, 2, 3, 4. So I think we're going to get fifth, then correct, and then we're going to get the fifth externally in the minute degree, where we are likely going to complete the first minor wave 1, and from there correct lower down, perhaps for a retest. I mean, a retest over here would be amazing, guys, because if let's just assume we finish at the 1618, look exactly when it comes to the territory of the 5061. Obviously we might not extend to the 1618 because we're currently looking at 1, 2. My wave 3 is supposed to finish there, and then my wave 5 is supposed to finish at 1862 or 19 or something. The truth is, though, this structure for now looks like 1, 2, 3, and 4 are done. Okay, if, and I repeat, if, because this is 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. When I get 3, 4, and 5, if that is my 1, and then I get 2, 3, 4, and 5. Then my 1 can finish around 1862. Okay, but this is not going to fit a lot the structure that we're currently looking. Plus, there's still conviction that the bear leg is going to continue lower down. So with that conviction, I believe we're not going to reach the 1834 in this minor first leg. Okay, and then since we talked about the conviction, the other scenario would be that we are in some sort of externally speaking, complex combination, and this is going to be some sort of ABC pattern or something. But if we were here, then most likely be the case where that would be A, B, and C. So we get another leg down below the 1675, but I doubt this is the case. So guys, this is going to be all for the day. If you have any comments, you can leave them on the YouTube section. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Analysis related, an alternative count, everything is of course welcome. Thank you for watching, and we'll speak again tomorrow.